of information. These standards, exchange of information on request and automatic exchange of information, are now cornerstones of modern tax cooperation, strengthening fairness and equity in tax systems worldwide. Our work demonstrates that international cooperation is absolutely indispensable. As new challenges emerge, including those posed by crypto assets, we must remain agile and forward-looking. Equally important is our commitment to capacity building, which ensures that all jurisdictions can effectively implement the standards and benefit from them. This plenary offers an opportunity to reflect on our achievements, address remaining challenges, and reaffirm our shared commitment to a transparent and equitable international tax environment. By working together, we can continue to make tax transparency a powerful tool for combating offshore tax evasion, mobilizing resources, and advancing global development. As we embark on this three-day plenary meeting, I extend a warm welcome to all of you, to all participants, and look forward to engaging in fruitful and collaborative discussions in the pursuit of our shared goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for setting the tone and the context of this meeting. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we inaugurate the meeting as per our Indian traditions and customs by lighting the ceremonial lamp. May I request the distinguished dignitaries on the dais, our honorable ministers and the chair and all on the dais to be please lighting the ceremonial lamp. May I request all the dignitaries on the dais to be please joining for the lighting of the lamp. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mangal Deep, the lamp, the ceremonial lamp, the lamp of knowledge and wisdom. And as has been reflected, this meeting symbolizes the coming of our all together towards discussing the challenges and issues and working on them towards sharing of knowledge and information, and also standing as a symbol of our shared commitment of transparency and cooperation. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, the lighting of the lamp holds greater significance as per our Indian traditions. Any work we undertake, we first invoke the blessings of the Supreme Power and light the Mangal Deep. As mentioned, this also symbolizes the sharing of knowledge and wisdom. Each wick which is being lit and being passed from one person to another, that represents the sharing of knowledge. You all coming together, working together. That's the importance of the lamp. Thank you to the dignitaries. Thank you, honorable ministers. So that marks, ladies and gentlemen, very auspicious beginning of the 18th Global Forum's plenary meeting. Thank you, dignitaries. And ladies and gentlemen, India is one of the fastest growing major economies of the world, and then being a very strong advocate towards transparent, technology-enabled and rules-based financial governance. India's reform journey is clearly aligned with the Global Forum's vision and mission of fair, accountable and cooperative international tax system. And for further progress on it, India is privileged to be hosting this meeting. So on behalf of the Government of India, may I now request our Revenue Secretary, Shri Arvind Srivastavaji, to kindly deliver his welcome address.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to India for this plenary meeting of the Global Forum on Transparency and Exchange of Information for Tax Purposes. This forum represents one of the most successful examples of multilateral cooperation in tax matters. To host representatives from across the world here today is both a privilege and an honor. Over the years, the Global Forum has enabled a remarkable transformation in the global tax landscape. What was once a world marked by banking secrecy and limited cooperation has evolved into one where transparency has become the global standard. That evolution has been driven by collective will and by our readiness to work together as equal partners. India has been proud to be part of this journey. We regard tax transparency not merely as a compliance tool, but as a key pillar of governance, one that promotes fairness, improves voluntary compliance, and strengthens public trust. When taxpayers see that system is just, predictable, and principled, the social compact between the state and the citizens becomes stronger. Our commitment is reflected in implementation. Since 2017, India has been successfully implementing automatic exchange of information standard. Our experience shows that it has enhanced our ability to detect risks, encourage voluntary disclosures, and improve compliance. Exchange of data is all about transforming information into actionable intelligence. To that end, we have invested in secure IT systems, data analytics, and coordinated enforcement mechanisms. This has allowed us to make full and responsible use of information shared under international frameworks. We have also strengthened our domestic legal architecture to deal with undisclosed foreign assets and illicit financial flows. Measures such as Black Money Act and the Benami Transactions Act, used alongside international cooperation, have supported enforcement and helped strengthen integrity of our tax base. We believe that for multilateralism to be truly effective, it must be inclusive. Many jurisdictions, especially developing ones, require capacity building and technical support. India has actively engaged in South-South cooperation and knowledge-sharing initiatives to ensure that the benefits of transparency are equitably distributed. Looking ahead, the task before us is both clear and urgent. We must continue to deepen beneficial ownership transparency, ensure strong data confidentiality systems, and make sure that information shared under international standards is used effectively. We must also adapt to new challenges, including digital economy taxation and crypto asset reporting frameworks, which call for both technical innovation and coordinated action. The work of the Global Forum continues to evolve, and India stands ready to contribute constructively to its next phase, one where transparency leads not just to enforcement, but also to greater compliance, investor confidence, and sustainable development. I wish to express India's appreciation to all the participating jurisdictions for their commitment to this collective endeavor. This plenary is a reaffirmation that cooperation in tax matters, essential for fair and resilient economies, is very much possible. I hope that you would have productive deliberations in this plenary meeting. I am certain that this visit to India would be an enriching experience for all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful views on India's tax reform journey and further strengthening the global architecture of cooperation. Thank you. And I now request Shri Pankaj Chaudhary ji, the Honorable Minister of State Finance, for his high-level opening address.
माननीय वित्त एवं कॉर्पोरेट कार्य मंत्री श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारमन जी, श्री गेल परियोदा चेयरमैन ग्लोबल फोरम, अनेक देशों के माननीय मंत्रीगण, यहाँ उपस्थित सभी विशिष्ट अतिथिगण, देवियों और सज्जनों, सभी को प्रणाम। सभी फॉरेन डेलीगेट्स का भारत में हार्दिक स्वागत एवं अभिनंदन करता हूँ। मुझे इस खास सभा को संबोधित करते हुए और मेरे साथियों ने कमिटमेंट का जो संदेश दिया उसे जारी रखते हुए बहुत प्रसन्नता हो रही है। वास्तव में कर पारदर्शिता का मतलब है निष्पक्षता, निष्पक्ष होकर उन लोगों को रिवार्ड करना जो ईमानदारी से टैक्स देते हैं और उन लोगों पर उचित कार्रवाई करना जो टैक्स से बचने की कोशिश करते हैं। निष्पक्षता उन देशों के बीच जो बराबरी का मौका चाहते हैं और उन नागरिकों के लिए जिनका विकास उन संसाधनों पर निर्भर है जिन्हें उनकी सरकारें जुटा सकती हैं। जब किसी देश के भीतर सृजित धन को सिक्रेसी जुरिडिक्शन में शिफ्ट किया जाता है तो ये सिर्फ राजस्व का नुकसान नहीं है, ये भरोसे का भी नुकसान है। विदेश में छिपा हर डॉलर ऐसा डॉलर है जो किसी बच्चे की पढ़ाई, स्वास्थ्य सुविधाएं या किसी ऐसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट के काम में आ सकता था जिसमें लोगों की जिंदगी बेहतर हो सकती थी। इसलिए काले धन और अवैध धन के प्रवाह के खिलाफ भारत की लड़ाई केवल प्रशासनिक नहीं है, बल्कि ये लड़ाई नैतिक भी है। मजबूत घरेलू कानूनों, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सहयोग और पारदर्शी गवर्नेंस के मेल से हमने अपने टैक्स सिस्टम की इंटीग्रिटी को मजबूत किया है और लोगों का भरोसा बढ़ाया है। पारदर्शी निवेशकों और व्यापार के लिए निश्चिंतता और पूर्वानुमान की क्षमता भी पैदा करती है। ये उन्हें भरोसा दिलाता है कि भारत में मौजूद सिस्टम नियमों पर आधारित, स्थिर और निष्पक्ष है। ये एक ऐसा सिस्टम है जो ईमानदारी और नियमों का पालन करने वालों को रिवार्ड देता है। यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में पिछले 11 वर्षों में भारत सरकार की काले धन के प्रति जीरो टॉलरेंस की नीति रही है। साथ में ये भी ध्यान रखा गया है कि जो ईमानदार टैक्स पेयर है, जो देश के विकास के भागीदार है, उन्हें सम्मानित भी किया जाए। पिछले 11 वर्षों में सरकार की नीतियां स्पष्ट, ट्रांसपेरेंट और स्थिर रही है। टेक्नोलॉजी का प्रयोग करके जहां एक ओर अनुपालन को आसान बनाया गया है, वहीं दूसरी ओर टैक्स कंप्लायंस को सुनिश्चित किया गया है। आज मैं ग्लोबल फोरम की इसके स्ट्रक्चर के लिए सराहना करना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि इसका स्ट्रक्चर सबको साथ लेकर चलने वाला स्ट्रक्चर है। ये हर मेंबर जुरिडिक्शन को, चाहे वो बड़ा हो या छोटा, विकसित हो या विकासशील, बराबरी से हिस्सा लेने की इजाज़त देता है। ये सच्चा मल्टीलेटरल एंगेजमेंट है और यही इस फोरम को खास बनाता है। इस हफ्ते जब हम सब इन विषयों पर बात करेंगे तो हमें याद रखना चाहिए कि पारदर्शिता अपने आप में कोई मकसद नहीं है। ये सरकारों और उनके लोगों के बीच भरोसा बनाने और एक ऐसा ग्लोबल वातावरण बनाने का जरिया है जहां सिक्रेसी पर फेयरनेस भारी है। भारत को आप सभी के साथ इस साझा मिशन में खड़े होने पर गर्व है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि इस हफ्ते होने वाला विचार मंथन अत्यंत लाभदायक होगा। भारत में सभी विदेशी अतिथियों का एक बार पुनः स्वागत और अभिनंदन करता हूं।
Thank you, Honorable Minister, sir, for your address. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I take the privilege to be inviting our Honorable Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, ma'am, under whose leadership India today is positioned as a global voice for tax reforms, financial transparency, and international cooperation. As we seek to be led and guided by her, I request the Honorable Finance Minister for her high-level address.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. My pleasure to welcome you all to India for this plenary meeting of the Global Forum on Transparency and Exchange of Information for Tax Purposes. Your presence reflects both the importance of this subject and the strength of this forum as a model of modern multilateral cooperation. In less than 2 decades, the global financial environment has undergone a major shift. What was once a world constrained by secrecy and limited access to information has evolved into one where transparency is increasingly recognized as essential to fairness, compliance, and responsible governance. This shift did not happen automatically. It happened through collective resolve, through openness to reform, and through the work of institutions such as the Global Forum. For India, transparency in tax matters has always gone beyond administrative reform. It touches upon a deeper principle that economic governance must rest on fairness and responsibility. When individuals and enterprises pay their fair share, and when evasion is effectively deterred, societies become stronger and more equitable. That conviction has shaped our legislative and enforcement frameworks. Our laws against illicit financial flows and undisclosed foreign assets reflect this belief, as does our participation in both the exchange of information on request and the automatic exchange of information standards. Transparency also has a direct bearing on development. Public infrastructure, education, health services, and welfare programs all depend on domestic resources. When national wealth escapes legitimate taxation, it creates not only a revenue gap, but also a development gap. For developing countries, this effect is particularly significant. Every rupee or dollar mobilized through transparency can help improve lives. It is therefore important to view transparency not only as a compliance tool, but also as a foundation for sustainable development and fiscal resilience. India's domestic experience reinforces this understanding. Over the past decade, we have been seeing a visible strengthening of voluntary compliance. Citizens are more willing to participate when they are certain that the system rewards honesty and acts firmly against evasion. This improvement in tax morale did not come from enforcement alone. It came equally from clarity, simplification, and a consistent effort to build trust with taxpayers. Fairness and predictability, when demonstrated in practice, encourage participation far more effectively than compulsion. That lesson, we believe, holds relevance beyond national borders. We also have seen that transparency improves taxpayer morale. When people have confidence that system is fair and rules are applied consistently, voluntary compliance strengthens. This connection between transparency and public trust is vital, both nationally and internationally. Another strength of this forum has been its inclusive approach. Jurisdictions at different levels of development with different administrative capacities have found space within this cooperative framework. Capacity building, exchange of experiences, and training of the manpower have proved essential. India has been pleased to contribute through dialogue and technical collaboration to efforts that help jurisdictions deepen their implementation and make effective use of exchanged information. The goal must be that all jurisdictions are able to participate fully and comfortably within this international framework. Within India, we have sought to integrate exchanged information with broader analysis of compliance and risk. Increasingly, the potential of technology and artificial intelligence offers us the opportunity to make sense of information in more timely and efficient ways. But the key is, it is judgment, responsibility, and an unwavering respect for procedure. Innovation must always walk hand in hand with accountability. It is that balance which gives systems strength and credibility. Looking ahead, there are new challenges that call for joint action. The digitalization of the economy, the emergence of new financial products, and evolving structures of beneficial ownership require continued cooperation between jurisdictions. Confidentiality and cybersecurity must also be maintained with great care. These are not challenges that any one country can address alone. They demand coordination, trust, and timely exchange of relevant information. Trust is the foundation on which this forum has been built. And trust between nations has economic value. Where trust exists, cooperation becomes easier, investments grow, and economic relationships become more stable. In a global economy where interdependence is a fact of life, stable and trusted relationships between jurisdictions are indispensable. The work of this forum, in many ways, builds those relationships every day. In this regard, the role of the Global Forum in reviewing implementation, developing standards, and supporting countries remains critical. It has shown that transparency can be both effective and fair when it is guided by clear rules, mutual respect, and shared objectives. As work progresses, our collective task is to deepen current standards where necessary and to ensure that exchanged information translates into measurable outcomes, not only for enforcement, but also for strengthening confidence in institutions and encouraging responsible economic behavior. The focus must remain on fairness, sustainability, and public trust in the integrity of tax systems. We may come from different jurisdictions and traditions, but we are united by the shared purpose to ensure that lawful economic activity is encouraged, that evasion is discouraged, and that societies are able to grow with dignity. The Global Forum stands as evidence that cooperation in tax matters is not only possible, it is beneficial, achievable, and is necessary. Excellencies, I hope your time in India is both productive and enriching. May these discussions over the coming days generate new insights, strong partnerships, and a renewed commitment to transparency grounded in responsibility and trust. On behalf of the Government of India, I wish the plenary every success and reaffirm India's full support to the forum and its objectives. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, ma'am, for addressing the congregation and leading this high-level meeting with your address. With that, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude the session, may I request the Honorable Ministers and the dignitaries on the dais to kindly adjourn to the Leaders' Lounge until the delegates assemble closer to the Nataraj statue for the group photograph. Thank you, Honorable Ministers. Thank you to all the dignitaries on the dais. And thank you, everyone. May I request you to the other delegates and the media personnel to remain in the